Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? Hold up. What's up with my? Wow. Mhm. Mic check. Okay. Is this thing on? I think so. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Carolina Panthers talk live stream here on the U to the Tube and the Le Facebook. I am Blitzball Champ, Jason Ingram. So, I wanted to get on here. I don't plan on being on here for too long because I think it's safe to say that we, as a Panthers fan base, pretty much know that the inevitable is coming. But here we are. Week 6, the final game before the bye. The final game before the bye week, and the Carolina Panthers travel on the road to take on the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, we're gonna preview this matchup. Uh, it's not one that I'm looking forward to for obvious reasons, but we're gonna do this. We are going to do this. Whew, man. Hope everybody's been doing well. It is Friday, October 13th of 2023. Uh, hope everybody's week has been good. Hope everybody's been just trying to stay upbeat, stay active, stay busy. You know the deal. But yeah, I'm on here to preview this matchup. Mr. Carolina and Corey from Keep Pounding may be joining me as well. But yeah, let's get started with this matchup. So of course, Carolina's still the only winless team left in the NFL at 0-5, going up against the 4-1 Miami Dolphins, a team that Carolina actually hasn't beaten in a number of years. It's actually been a long time since the Panthers have defeated the Miami Dolphins. And as a matter of fact, the Dolphins lead the series 5-2. Out of 7 times, the Dolphins have beaten us 5 times. Carolina has beaten them twice. So, yeah. Hey, what's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
Uh, had a fresh shower earlier and had Zaxby's. I'm good and ready
Nice.
to get through this get through the inevitable, if you know what I mean.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Dude, I got a chance to take a glance at the ranking comparison, and it's not good.
Oof.
It is not good at all.
I'm guessing you haven't started yet, right?
Nope. Um.
Okay.
So
Cool,
pretty.
cool, cool.
Mr. Carolina is in another meeting. He may be joining us, so just a heads up.
All right. Good
But
fair warning there.
but yes, 0-5 Carolina against 4-1 Miami, who have been on a roll. They have the number one offense in the league.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
According to the ESPN matchup predictor, 87.7% has Miami winning and 12.2% has Carolina winning.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. So injury.
Well, the good news is I'm winning my fantasy league.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. That is
I'm
good.
gonna make some money.
So looking at this injury report, I
I
know.
noticed Miles Sanders is out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
saw that because I have him on my fantasy team.
we actually got a handful of people out.
So I got the red alert on that one beforehand.
So
Shoulder injury is
ye-
what they're saying.
yes, shoulder injury. That's correct. Um,
Mm.
we got a handful of secondary out. So along with J.C. Horn and Xavier Woods, Von Bell is out.
Oh, Bell's been out for 2 weeks now.
Yeah, quadricep injury.
Mm.
Um, will be without Miles Sanders. Will be without Giovanni Ricci and Chandler
Oh,
Savala.
well, we rarely ever use Richie anyway. Zavala is a bigger one, though.
Yeah,
That one concerns me.
yeah.
Who do we have behind Zavala?
It's probably going to be that Brock Moncton dude.
Let me look. I'm always ready, man. I'm always ready.
And then Austin Corbett's still not ready yet.
Nash Jensen.
Nash Jensen.
Oof. And Ricky Lee is behind Icky. So
Okay.
if Icky has another bad game, oh my.
And also
And
Derek.
David Sharp is behind Taylor Moton. So we really need some help over at left tackle, left guard, and right tackle in depth.
Yeah. And not only that, Derek Brown, Brian Burns, they were originally limited on Thursday, but uh, Brian Burns was a full participant and Derek Brown was limited. I believe they are both listed as questionable. So,
This is at home, correct?
no, this is in Miami.
No, this game's in Miami.
Yeah.
Okay, I have it on. As far as I know, that's turf that they're playing on.
I'll take your word for it because I don't remember. Um,
Based on the new stadium, I think it might be. Let me check
okay.
because ESPN might have it.
Ian Thomas is also questionable, and Steven Sullivan's questionable.
Okay. We've been using Ian Thomas, but we haven't been using Steven Sullivan. Holy cow! ESPN has us at 12.2%.
Yeah, dude.
That's
Yeah.
even worse. Oh
So,
no.
so we know that Sam Franklin Jr. will be starting in place of Xavier Woods. I wonder who's going to. Oh, Jamie Robinson might be starting in place of Von Bell.
Ooh. So we'll finally get our first look at him, huh?
Yeah, unless. Well, let me look at the depth chart. Or yeah, Jamie Robinson.
Wait, who's playing right now? Shouldn't be
Um,
anybody playing right now. No teams. Then why did my percentage go up randomly?
and then we know Chuba
That's weird.
Chuba Hubbard's going to be starting.
Yeah,
Um,
somebody got ruled out. Oh, oh yeah, they ruled out Deshaun Watson. PJ Walker's supposed to play.
oh, PJ starting for the Browns?
Yep,
Oh wow. Oh,
yep. Deshaun Watson is done. They had PJ on the practice squad,
I see.
and then they bumped him up. There's a
Oh,
humongous quarterback fiasco there in Cleveland. This is going to get real interesting.
right, right.
Watson is dealing with a strain like deep contusion in his rotator cuff.
Jeez, that doesn't sound good.
Ouch. That sounds painful, dude.
So, for the Dolphins, we know that Devin Arcane, they put him on injury reserve.
Yeah,
Um,
that's good. We don't have to deal with him.
uh,
That will
Connor
that will
Connor Williams is out at guard. He's out. Um, well, they might have a hole in their defense, perhaps, because there were, of course, they still don't have Jalen Ramsey. He's on IR. Keon Crosnan on IR. Nick Needham, he's out.
so without
So,
Devin, you're dealing with Raheem Mostart.
right, who has starter experience?
Yep. Tyreek Hill's still healthy. Waddle's still healthy. We'll still have to deal with both of them.
Yep. Um, so they might have a hole in their defense, perhaps with their injury report. But
Defensively, Christian Wilkins catches my attention. Emmanuel Ugbada for weak side linebacker depth wise catches my attention.
oh,
Bradley Chubb.
Bradley Chubb, Jevin Holland
Yep,
at safety.
yep. Um, Bradley Chubb as well.
Oh
Eli
yeah,
Apple.
they have Eli Apple. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I just noticed him.
Eli Apple. Oh, Xavier Howard. That's a name to.
Yeah. Why do they have Eli Apple at third string?
Oh, they have him third string. Oh, interesting.
You'd think with all the success he's had lately, he'd be bumped up. That's interesting. Um, one of the wide receivers is named Robbie Chosen.
Oh yeah.
I thought you'd get a kick out of that. That's pretty crazy.
And then of course
Ooh, Braxton Berrios.
Raleigh
Yeah,
hometown guy.
that's a
My
Jet
brother
player.
coached him. Yep, my brother coached him. Little league.
Really?
Yep, sure did. He's from Raleigh.
Huh.
Yep, he played at Miami for college.
Yeah, Berrios first got on my radar because of fantasy last year. He started ripping it fantasy wise.
I
I
mean,
grabbed him and I was just like, I let him carry me to the championship.
yeah, he was doing pretty well originally with the Patriots until he got hurt. And then he was
They
just
have Chase Claypool.
oh yeah, that's right. They do have
Oh my,
Chase
oh
Claypool.
boy,
Yep. Yep,
this
yep.
is ooh, this is gonna be a bear and a half.
So
Goodness,
yeah. And like I said, for us,
Brandon Jones.
Chuba's gonna get the start. Uh, which I'm confident that Chuba can pick it up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Getting more carries and can
Yeah.
get this running game going.
Yeah.
But we are looking thin at O line though. That's the only thing. Um,
Ooh, yep. We got three spots to fill in O line.
yeah, because I'm hoping that Austin Corbett will be back after the bye. That's what I'm banking on.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Okay, bro, you ready for these rankings?
Um, I'm looking at these backup quarterbacks just in case Tua does go down. You got Mike White. Who is
Yeah,
Mike White?
Mike White. He used to play for the Jets, if I remember correctly. Uh, yeah, he used to play with the Jets. I think he
Huh.
was a second or third stringer behind Zach Wilson at one point.
Played 2 for 2. Um, so he had two passing attempts in that Denver game
Oh, really?
and got a touchdown. Yep.
Oh, oh wow.
Yeah, so he was part of the fun.
Oh crap.
Wow. 67 passing yards. Holy cow, Denver secondary's god awful.
Yeah,
How are y'all that bad? I have never seen such ever. Ever.
yeah, and Russell Wilson hasn't really been
While
fitting well
watching NFL football.
in that in that system.
Oh my gosh. That is what happens when the 32nd ranked defense faces the number one offense.
Yeah, you could say that. Oh man. So, okay, these fair warning, and to all those watching, these rankings are gonna hurt. I hate to say it, but these rankings are gonna hurt. Okay, I reiterate the series between the Dolphins and the Panthers. Dolphins lead the series 5-2. So in 7 meetings with them, they've beaten us 5 times.
Oof.
Yeah. So offensive rankings. All right, here we go. Y'all have been warned. Offense, total yards per game. Carolina, ranked 23rd. Miami, ranked number 1.
Oh,
Rushing yards per game. Carolina, ranked 22nd. Miami, ranked number 1. Rushing yards per attempt. Carolina, ranked 20th. Miami, ranked number 1. Passing net yards per game. Carolina, ranked 22nd. Miami, ranked number 1. Sacks allowed. Carolina, ranked 21st. Miami, ranked 3rd. Third down efficiency. Carolina, ranked 13th. Miami
Huh.
ranked 11th. And finally, points per game, Carolina ranked 24th, Miami ranked number 1.
I thought we would have ranked a lot lower on third down efficiency than that, considering our offense so far and what we've been doing. That's surprising.
Yeah, it definitely is a little surprising,
It might
but
have a little bit to do with that Lions fourth quarter game and probably Andy Dalton.
perhaps. But dude, that's
But
one.
otherwise, we should be in the lower 20s.
But dude, that's 5 different stats that they're ranked number 1 in on offense. 5.
That is spooky.
Yeah.
You want to talk about something scarier than Halloween? That right there, if you're a Panthers fan.
Whew, man. I
That's terrifying.
and we're hurting on defense, especially secondary wise. Both our starting safeties are out.
This is going to be at least a 50-point game. At least.
Oh man, we already struggle stopping the run, especially with no Shaq. Um, no Shaq, no JC, no Von Bell, no Xavier Woods.
Oh my goodness.
Ugh. Dante
This
Jackson's
defense is
not
going to
a
get
hundred.
murdered like Camp Crystal Lake, man. This is going to be bad.
And the thing is, who does C.J. Henderson
Jason
guard?
style.
Who does C.J. Henderson guard? Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle?
Either way, he's going to get burnt.
Oh man.
Either way, they're going to drop 200 on him, at least. I mean, it's oof.
Yeah,
And not only that, they're gonna target our weaker links too. Chin has been struggling,
yeah.
and I think there was one other player too that I forget who it was.
Lock Poppy.
Shaq's not in there anymore, so they're going after I don't remember who it was, but it was a secondary man.
Oh, Camus.
No, not Camus. Camus' been solid. Um, I want to say it's probably a corner.
Deshaun Jameson
No,
or Troy Hill or
no, not Troy. Let
huh.
me look with the step chart. I'll get back to you on that.
Lock Poppy, welcome to the stream. He says Mike McDaniel is going to have a field day against us. Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Um. Oh, Sam Franklin.
Well, he's going to be starting for Von Bell or Xavier Woods.
Yep, and he's gonna get targeted. He's been targeted
I
the
felt
last
like
two games.
I felt like Sam Franklin's at least been doing a little something something, especially since the pick 6. But
Now, if you're the offensive coordinator for the Dolphins, are you going, "Oh, this is an easy win. Let's be lazy about it and not put up the massive amount of numbers that we usually do and pull what they did the week before?"
nah, I
Or are
doubt
you
it.
gonna be that type of offensive coordinator that just keeps his foot on the gas and puts up 50 on us? Which one's it gonna be? I mean,
Honestly,
we can hold our own for a quarter maybe against that offense, but once things start hitting the fan, it's gonna get ugly real quick in the second quarter. Once our offense fails to score points.
yeah, I and like I said, Tua Tua has been having quite a year, and like I said, Tyreek Hill been having quite a year, and mean, if I could just look at these Dolphin player stats. Like I said, Tua's been doing his thing. He's been
How many pressures did we have on Tua? I mean, the last time we played Tua. I mean, I don't think it was that great, under Matt Rule.
It wasn't. And then we have to also remember we struggled like crazy on offense because Cam had his worst game ever.
Oh yeah. And now the pass rush isn't even going to be that much better. We're not going to get through that line. There's no way. I mean, you saw it. Burns only got one sack last week. Only one.
Yeah. And so far, Tua has only been sacked
And,
six
and
six
nobody else could
times.
get back there?
Well, Tua's only been sacked 6 times this season, so their O line has actually been stellar.
Oh man. That's even worse.
I mean, they're ranked third in sacks allowed.
That
So
means Burns is going to be taken out of the equation.
yeah,
Is YGM going to be able to step up and at least get maybe one? Where's the weak point in that offensive line, do you think? If you're looking at it.
oof, that's a tough one because I mean I know they have some folks on IR or that are out,
Connor Williams is out. That's the center.
and
You're
Teron
gonna see Liam Eckenberg.
yeah, and Teron Armstead's on IR, Robert Jones on IR.
Yeah, so I mean the depth is not that great for the Dolphins O line, but the starters spectacular, Pro Bowlers,
Yeah.
Pro Bowl caliber. Um, and the fact that the only person I've ever heard of from this O line is Austin Jackson. That's a really good thing if you're a Dolphins fan right now and just looking at it like, huh, you know, because if I don't know your name and you're an offensive lineman, that means either one of two things. You're either doing your job right
Hmm.
or you uh, are so unnoticeable that, it's there's no way that I'm going to ever hear your name.
Yeah.
Now, if
Totally
you
understandable.
if you are a trash offensive lineman, yeah, I'm going to hear your name
Hmm.
somewhere. So it's a good thing if I don't know your name as an offensive lineman, unless you're a Carolina Panther.
Yeah, that's a understandable point. Um, but yeah, looking at these stats, I mean, even with no Devon Arcane, Raheem Mostert has 314 yards rushing, seven rushing touchdowns. So he's been getting
And
it.
that's mainly due to the holes that they're opening up with this offensive line. It's well balanced,
Yeah,
and from what I've noticed from the stats, it is 60-40 pass protection
yeah.
favored.
Hmm.
And you're looking at Liam that's coming in 6'5", 306 pounds from Notre Dame,
Hmm.
second rounder. And this is a big guy. Every one of these guys are big guys. And I'm sure they outweigh us. And that's what I'm looking at right now is to see what the weight comparison is because when you deal with the trenches,
Hmm.
that becomes a major factor as far as like muscle and
Right.
weight, and technique matters too. If you're able to set your feet and make that push,
Hmm.
you know, it makes all the difference. 6'5", 310 pounds. You got Kendall here. Uh, you got Isaiah, who is 6'2", 310 from Georgia. I mean, these are big guys. So I'm interested to see the size comparison when we face them, when we stand up to them. Robert Hunt is 6'6", 335 pounds, pure muscle from Louisiana.
Hmm.
And I mean, and again, Austin is 6'5", 320 pounds from the Trojans.
Oh, Austin
So
Jackson.
yes,
Gotcha.
and I am familiar with Austin Jackson. So
Okay.
I mean, these are, like I said, big guys, and if you win the trenches, you're going to start winning elsewhere.
True.
And I'd like to see what the PFF grade is for the entire offensive line for the Dolphins, because I'll bet you it's the top of the league. If not the top, then the top five.
Oh, definitely at least in the top five. I could
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd venture to say top three.
Top three. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So then on top of that, you've got a tight end that can block too, Durham.
Oh, Durham
Durham
Smite.
Smithy. Yeah.
Hmm.
6'6", 246 pounds. But I mean, he can come in and block, if you're trying to open up a sweep play or something like that.
Yeah.
Plus, he goes out for catches and he's got 11 catches for 123 yards, 11.2 average. So the dude can do everything that you're asking him to do.
Man, it's just gonna be really crazy being that the team we're going up against is ranked first in rushing and passing. Like, there's no telling how they're gonna pick us apart.
And looking at Chase Claypool's in second string, and he's still got 4 catches, 51 yards, a touchdown, 12.8. I mean, that's ridiculous.
I mean, they still got mad weapons on on offense.
He went crazy on the Buccaneers. 8 catches, I mean, 8 targets. He caught 3 of them, 36 yards, 12 average, one
Hmm.
touchdown, and 2 receiving first downs. And I mean, that's for a second stringer, that's going crazy
Yeah,
against a pretty good defense.
don't be surprised if they decide to throw to Robbie Chosen. I mean, we are a former team, so
I figured you guys would get a crack out of that name. Like, that's wow.
yeah.
Go figure, right? Let me see Waddle's numbers. 17 catches, 245 yards, one touchdown, 14.4. And I mean, this is typical of what Waddle does, though.
Hmm.
He's such a yards after the catch man.
Right, right.
He's a yak man, you know. In case anybody doesn't know what that term is. Um, he had 5 catches against the Giants and a touchdown in that game. But I mean, they limited him during the Buffalo game to 4 catches and the Chargers game to 4 catches. But he still had an average over 10,
The
well
Buffalo
over 10.
the Buffalo game was the one game that they lost.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But he still got 78 yards against the Chargers defense. And that Chargers defense is no joke.
Right.
It's real. Tyreek Hill is the one that's getting all of the targets, really.
Yeah, yeah,
36
he's been
catches,
lighting it up.
651 yards, 5 touchdowns, 18.1.
Yeah, he's been lighting it up.
Um, oh, wow. Okay. Against the Chargers, listen to this: 15 targets, 11
Hmm.
catches, 215 yards, 19.5 average, 2 touchdowns,
Oof.
and 9 first downs in that game.
9? Wow.
9.
Jeez.
And that's against a really, really good defense.
Right.
Um, Against the Patriots, 5 catches, 40 yards, and a touchdown, 5 first downs. You know, I'm not even looking at the Denver one because the Denver one is inflated numbers.
Yeah. And,
Um,
Denver has a, weak, weak defense.
yeah. Giants, 8 catches, 181 yards, one touchdown. 5 first downs, 22.6 average.
Yeah, the Giants have been severely struggling lately as
Yep,
well. So,
yep. But against a average level defense, you're going to see 3 catches, 58 yards, 3 first downs. They'll spread the ball somewhere else if you got good corners on it,
right, right.
and that's what we're learning about him. So I think if we put our best corner on Tyreek Hill, then let's then double up Waddle on the other side.
So I guess the best guy would have to be D-Jack.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's put D Jack on him.
And then that,
Waddle is where we're gonna have some trouble. We're gonna need Troy Hill on him and maybe some secondary help. Because if he gets loose, that's a problem. You
yeah.
cannot let him get open.
And the thing
He can
is,
burn you as much as Troy Hill can on any given day.
also, the over-the-top safety help when our two starting safeties will be out. So,
And they're gonna start targeting Jeremy Chit because he's gonna be
or,
in the middle.
or
So
if it,
you're gonna see some flat routes over the middle to where Chin is usually at. So
or if
uh
anything, Jamie Robinson's going to be targeted, as the rookie in the safety lineup.
that could possibly be happening as well. Yes. You're gonna see targets of Sam Franklin Jr. as well. He's been struggling, and I will say that C.J. Henderson's gonna get the worst of it. He always
Yeah.
does. If he's on the field, he's gonna get burnt crispy. It's just a matter of time. Um, and Von Bell actually had a few bad moments too during the last game. So if he was actually playing, he would get targeted as well.
Yeah, but he's kind of been the centerpiece of the secondary. He's been kind of the
Yeah,
leader. So
he
there's
has
that.
been, but at times I have seen a little bit of laziness, and it's just not been productive.
Mm. So
He coughed up a touchdown in the last game. It was not good.
so speaking of defense, I think there may be a little hope for our offense in this aspect, looking at the defensive rankings to a degree.
All right.
So, defensive rankings. Total yards allowed per game. Carolina ranked 13th.
Okay.
Miami ranked 23rd.
Hmm.
Rushing yards per game allowed. Carolina ranked 26th. Miami ranked 18th. Rushing yards per attempt allowed. Carolina ranked
That's
28th.
about right for our rushing defense.
Yeah. Rushing yards per attempt allowed. Carolina ranked 28th. Miami ranked 16th.
That's about right too. Mm-hmm.
Here's where we'll challenge them, perhaps.
Yeah.
Passing net yards per game allowed. Carolina ranked 5th. Miami ranked 20th.
Fifth?
Yeah, ranked 5th. We're still top 5 in passing defense apparently.
Wow. Even with C.J. Henderson out there? What a
Yeah,
shocker.
according to these
Wow.
rankings.
Huh.
And Miami is ranked 20th. Uh, uh
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that with Howard and and Kader out there. I can definitely
Sacks.
see.
So we kind of took a hit on sacks. So we're tied for 14th.
Hmm.
Miami,
Only because Brian Burns only got that one last week.
yeah. Miami, they're tied for 3rd. So our O line is going to be challenged because they're in the top 3 in sacks.
Oh, oh no. That means Taylor Moton's going to get absolutely slaughtered.
It's very
Oh
possible.
no. And the way this dude has been setting up and trying to handle blocks, like the one play where he set up, he set his feet right next to Bryce Young, like that has got to stop. Somebody's got to talk to this dude.
Wait,
You
Taylor
can't
Moton
do
or
that.
Icky?
Taylor Moton.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, Icky actually had a pretty decent game last week, but Taylor Moton was awful. Yeah, Taylor Moton was right. He set himself up right next to Bryce Young.
oh man, interesting.
I mean, 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It was so bad. I was like, Taylor, what are you doing? You can't do that, bro.
Yeah,
Where's the aggressiveness? Where's the technique? Where's the hands?
that's not like him. Typically,
This
but
whole year for him has not been like him.
yeah.
Like he's just I don't know what it is, but we got the best offensive line coach in the league right now with Campen, or arguably, you know. And you mean to tell me Campen hasn't been trying to teach this dude how to do this correctly and with some aggressiveness and setting his feet correctly at the line?
I
Like every single play, I would catch this dude 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage before he sets his feet.
but you
Two
know
yards,
but you
two
know
to three
something.
yards.
I think still a big issue is our chemistry
I
has been.
get it with Aiden Hutchinson, but if it's a guy like Aiden Hutchinson that is a premier pass rusher like that, then yeah, 2 to 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, I'm not going to get mad at that. But if it's an average level pass rusher like we've been seeing in the first 3 weeks, come
Mhm.
on, man. No. Where's the aggressiveness?
I still fully believe that our chemistry has been greatly disrupted ever since Austin Corbett has
Yep.
been out. And,
Yep.
and
I
even
agree.
and even many others have mentioned it as well. That's why like
Yep.
we really could get him back as soon as possible, and that could
Yep.
really help. Um, okay. Takeaways. Carolina tied for 23rd. Miami tied for 19th. Third down efficiency on defense. Carolina ranked second. Miami ranked 23rd.
Hmm.
And then points allowed per game. Carolina ranked 28th. Miami ranked 26th. So
Um,
their defense has some holes. So,
as, as far as us ranking second in third down defensive plays, I think a lot of that has to do with the big playmakers like Troy Hill, um, you know, and then you'll have
Luvu.
yeah, Louisville will step up every once in a while. Camus every once in a blue moon as well. But you'll see a lot of big time playmakers make some moves, on third downs.
Hmm.
And it's been a big staple of Ajaro's defense, which I'm very, very pleased with.
Yeah, he's definitely been doing well. I just feel like the offense has not really been able to complement.
Yeah, agreed. Um, so let me ask this question: what is Justin Houston doing? Since we brought
Yeah.
this man in, he has done absolutely nothing.
I think he
You might as
had
well bring up Barno at this point
I
and let
think
him try.
I think he had maybe one sack. Actually, let me
Yeah,
see. Let me see what he's done so far. Um,
6'3",
yeah.
270 pounds. Yeah, he's got 3 solo tackles and a half a sack. He didn't even get credit for the full sack. He got a half a sack. Oof.
I was gonna say he got a pick, but nah, that was Deion Jones.
Yeah, that was Deion Jones.
Yeah,
A
good
half a
good
sack.
call, man. I mean, Justin
Ouch.
Houston.
And
What about
everybody
tackle
was like,
wise?
we were all on board with Justin
It's only
as
had
well. We were saying, oh, Justin is the guy that's going to solve our problems. Is the best available at the time. Half a sack and 3 tackles. That's it. Wah wah wah.
yeah
Ugh,
seven total tackles.
not a good look. Not a good look.
Yeah, I mean, we really
And I
haven't
mean,
seen him
you're
come
gonna hit and
alive.
miss. It's gonna happen in free agency.
And we still have no idea when DJ Johnson's gonna gonna finally play.
Shy Tuttle, 3 tackles, half a sack.
Yeah,
Done absolutely nothing so far. Step it up, guys. If I'm calling your name right now, step it up. Like you have a chance to change the narrative right now.
so
Don't
far,
wait. Change the narrative now.
so far, Brian Burns only has 4 sacks so far, which I don't know if he doesn't really step it up, his value is gonna really take a big hit.
Who is this now?
Brian Burns.
Oh, yep. Yep, yep. He's been a major topic of discussion lately. Um, as far as trade value. A lot of people are saying are reigniting that trade talk, and saying, why didn't we take this deal? Why didn't we take that deal? It's just like, well,
Yeah,
hindsight's 2020, man. Hindsight's 2020. But I still believe Brian Burt's is that guy that could put up the double digit sacks. You just have to coach him right, and you have to put him in the right position to do it. And he's been facing some decent offensive linemen lately. Give him credit. You know,
yeah, yeah. That
you
much is
know,
true. And also, there's been buzz about potentially a rumor of Philadelphia interested in Jeremy Chin, supposedly.
really.
Yeah, or the idea of trading Jeremy Chin to
What
Philly.
would they give us?
Uh,
What are they interested in giving us?
uh, that I
I'll
am
entertain it.
not sure, but I would have to think maybe perhaps. I mean, honestly, looking at the Eagles,
Mm-hmm.
unless we could get like, well, they do have Devontae Smith. I mean, if we want a receiver so badly, I mean, maybe an idea of a Devontae Smith, but I don't know if they'd be willing to give him up.
Um, we really need offensive line help. That's where we really need it, and or a corner, a
Yeah,
depth corner.
uh,
That's where I think we really need to push.
I think off,
If we're gonna trade Chin straight up for a player,
I think offensive line is out of the question. Ain't no way Philly's gonna disrupt that stone wall of an offensive line.
yeah, not for Chin.
Yeah,
I agree.
especially
What about
especially
corner?
playing behind both Lane Johnson and Jason Kelsey. Yeah, they're not disrupting that.
Right,
Corner
right.
wise, uh, corner. I mean, I don't know if y'all would entertain the idea of bringing back James Bradbury. Oh, and did you know they picked up
I
Brandon
would
Smith?
love to bring back James Bradbury.
Do you know
There's
that?
no way they'll trade him straight up for Jeremy Chin though. They'll
Do,
want to pick.
do you know that they have Brandon Smith? I didn't even know that.
Are you serious?
Yep, they got Brandon Smith.
Wow.
And
I
see,
told you the dude was good.
and see,
Be careful who you cut.
and see, the thing is, they got some young, hungry linebackers. Because I mean, don't forget, they also got N'Kobe Dean. Remember, they drafted N'Kobe Dean as well, and now they got
Yep.
a young Brandon Smith. I mean, they can,
Brandon Smith is a massive run stopper.
they if they could coach them up, then shoot, they can build up some linebackers. But
Man,
um
every single one of the players that we have let go of has hurt us in some way. Graham Gano. Even Graham Gano cost us a game. A kicker.
yeah,
For goodness sakes, man. Be
uh
careful who you cut.
true. Kevin McFarland, welcome to the stream. He says, "Hello. I believe the Miami Dolphins will definitely win this game. They have a very explosive offense. I'm just glad our pass defense has been playing pretty well. Not only is their offense explosive, but they have the number one offense in the league. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
by a good margin.
yeah. I mean, and those rankings, five of those
And they're going to
rankings,
expose any weaknesses we have in that. Yeah, they're going to expose any weakness we have in that coverage.
yeah.
That
So,
ranking's not going to last for us much longer. And once they put it on film, everybody's going to be using that against us.
so a question that one of my coworkers asked me
Mm-hmm.
was, do you think there's a possibility that this could be a trap game for the Dolphins? And honestly,
No,
I I I can't say so because they've been playing well. They're at home. Uh our defense
no.
has been,
Buffalo was the trap game.
yeah, but Buffalo's a much better team than us though. But Buffalo is still a threat.
Yeah.
They're still a threat. So I I just feel like our defense, I believe, will show up in some way, shape, or form. I mean, after all, Kevin mentioned that
Mm-hmm.
we still have been able to do a little something in the pass defense, but being that we're going up against the number one ranked offense that's really been firing on all cylinders to the point where even I think Tua might be in the MVP race.
Mm-hmm.
And then with their offensive weapons, like it's scary. And we're already hurting on injuries on defense, especially secondary. So somebody's going to have to really show up and really make a play, and they're just going to have to feed off of that. Kevin says, I would love to see the 49ers versus the Dolphins. The Niners have been great so far. Fred Warner is amazing for their defense, and their offense is great. I believe the Niners will win the Super Bowl. I mean, they'll definitely be in the playoffs. That's for sure. I don't doubt that.
There's still a lot of threats left out there as far as Super Bowl threats. So I wouldn't be so sure. There's a lot of time between now and that Super Bowl.
True, and don't forget about the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's no telling if maybe the Cowboys will bounce back. The Seahawks still look strong. Um, so yeah, the NFC has been doing some damage this season for sure.
They really have.
I mean,
Dallas looks strong too.
you got two undefeated teams in the NFC. So, uh, Detroit, Detroit might make a
Right.
strong case. Shoot, and destroy you saw the points they put up against us. Shoot,
Right.
but
Dallas has a pretty strong team as well. I would not rule them out. I would not rule Minnesota out at this point.
uh
Um, they've still got
uh
some weaponry.
Kevin says that
Um,
they Kevin said
Buffalo still is in the hunt.
Kevin says they beat the Cowboys 42-10. The Niners are for real.
Yeah, Niners are for real. That is
So
true.
are the Lions. So are the Eagles. So are the Seahawks. Like, you
Yeah,
know, don't underestimate these other teams that are in the hunt.
right. And Kansas City might fix their secondary by the end of the year.
Kevin says it just shows you how the Niners are so far ahead of others, but we'll see. See, I can't. I only partly agree with that, but we can't look at record
Yeah,
alone. You got other teams, even with one or two losses, that are still a threat, especially in the NFC. Don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on them.
facts. What's Kansas City's secondary ranked right now?
Ooh,
I'm curious about that as of right now
that.
because I guarantee you that's going to change by the end of the year. But I'm just curious to see the amount of change that happens between now and then. Because if you watched them last year, they were bad starting out, and then they started getting better and better and better every game until they were just wow.
So according to the 15th.
15th, that's not bad. I was expecting them to be about 20 to 25 range. That's not bad.
Yeah,
That's where I would have put them. But yeah, watch that defensive secondary get better and better every game, and it's going to happen.
but we'll have
It's a
to
pattern every year.
see how they do going forward, because I know that was as of August. So I mean that might have changed a little bit, but
Maybe.
initially 15th.
Mm.
Let's see. Kevin says, and what is going on with the Chiefs? They are not that high scoring on offense as they were the last few years. They only beat the Broncos. What was it? Only beat the Broncos 19 to
19 to
8.
8. Yeah.
But I mean, they're 5 and
They got
1.
kind of lazy with that game considering that the Broncos are the Broncos right now.
But I mean, they're
Let's be
still 5
fair.
and 1. Like, you have to remember, they only lost the game
Yeah.
they lost by
They
1
won the
point.
games that they needed to win so far.
Like, they're 5 and 1. Like,
I'm not so much worried about that offense as I am the defense right now. Because you look through their schedule, um, their offense still managed 20 points against the Lions. They
yeah.
still managed to put up 17 against a struggling Jacksonville team.
And let's not
They blew out the Bears 41.
forget they had no Travis Kelsey in that Lions game.
That's true. That's true. If they had Travis Kelsey, that would be a win. I guarantee you. Travis Kelsey's a major driving force and a major machine cog in that offense,
All I know is there's a reason that they're 5 and
if
1,
not
and
the biggest.
there's a reason that they are 5 and 1, and they are two-time Super Bowl champions. They are still a big threat. Like,
Yep.
they're still a
That
big
offense
threat.
still managed to put up 23 against the Jets, 27 against the Vikings, in close games. I could see them doing the same thing against the Chargers coming up this week.
Oh, that's their next game, Chargers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can see them playing a close game within 7 points, and they'll put up enough to win.
Fact of the matter is, the Kansas City Chiefs not only have the talent, but they are also coached really well, especially in critical situations. Because we got to remember, even
Yep.
last season when they won that Super Bowl, like, you look at a lot of the weapons on offense. Aside from Travis Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes, they didn't have no Pro Bowlers or anybody like that.
Yep.
But they are well coached on each side of the ball.
I think their trap game is probably the Eagles, considering that schedule. They're going to underestimate the Eagles, and it's going to cost them.
Oh yeah, Super Bowl rematch. Yeah.
And the Bills as well. That could be a possible trap game as well.
Kevin
But,
says,
division games against the Chargers, you're expected to
"Oh yeah, for sure.
at least
Yeah."
win one, if not take both of them, if
Uh,
you're the Chiefs at this point.
Kevin says Tyreek Hill was also a huge weapon for their team the past years. True.
Yep. I was
True.
going to mention him as well. Yep.
But yeah, like they're gonna be a threat for years to come. I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. I'm not
Um,
worried about that offense. Nah. Nah.
um,
They're going to prove that against the Chargers on the 22nd.
not
I'm
not
not worried about that.
not to mention, I think the last time we even beat the Chiefs was I think we still had Steve Smith or still
Yep.
had Smash and Dash, and that was forever ago. Um,
That defense is still allowing these tough teams like the Vikings and the Lions to stay in it, you know, long enough for them to be a threat as far as winning and upsetting them.
Now the Vikings record, I'll say this: they are 1-4, but don't let their record totally fool you. Don't let the record totally fool you. They are probably maybe one of the prettiest 1-4 teams still left.
Oh yeah, that team's legit, man. They got that first win against the Chiefs. They got a win against the Falcons, the Green Bay Packers, and us by a sizable margin. The Lions are for real. They only lost to the Seahawks by 6.
No, 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 no. I was saying the Vikings. I was saying the
Oh,
Vikings. I was saying they're
Vikings,
they're the
Vikings.
they're
Got you.
probably the prettiest 1-4 team. That's why I was saying don't let
Let's
their record
see,
fool you.
Vikes.
They still are very talented. But Detroit, don't be surprised if Detroit not only wins their division, but could possibly surprise us and make it as far as the NFC Championship.
I mean, it's possible. Dallas
Cause
has been known to get knocked out early in the playoffs.
cause I
They have a
know
horrible playoff record.
Because I know I was talking to a friend of mine that when we lost to the Lions, he was like, shouldn't be losing to the Lions. Jared Goff is trash. I'm like, dude is a 3-time Pro Bowler and has played in a Super Bowl. What? Like, come on
Oh
now.
goodness.
It's like, come on now. And not to mention, one of those Pro Bowls was with the Lions.
Yep. But I mean, you mentioned the Vikings. I'm looking at them right now. They played a close one with the Buccaneers, 20-17. They played a close one with the Eagles and still lost by uh 34-28. They lost by 4 to the Chargers, 28-24. And they beat us barely, 21-13.
Yeah.
But again, they played underachieving football so far, and they lost by 7 to the Chiefs. They've got the weaponry. They're this close
Yeah.
to becoming like 5-0 right now. This close.
hmm
So don't underestimate this team at all.
Most Windu, welcome to the stream. He says, "Man, as much as I want to have confidence in our team, this might be the worst beating yet." Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately.
So, okay,
But the
let
Vikes could be a very good trap team for anybody on their schedule.
agreed. Agreed. So, I guess let's talk about this. I mean, how do you suppose Carolina could have even a shot at winning this? Because I did see in some other YouTube podcasters there were a few folks that really feel like this will be an upset, like legit feel this will be an upset, and I just
I
I,
don't see I don't see it. I'm sorry. I don't see it.
I
Uh,
I think the only chance that we have is
if they take the foot off the gas like they did with the Bills the week after they put up 70 points.
well, not only that, but our offense has to do something. I mean, with a few holes that they have in their defense, we this offense has to do something this game. Like we can't use Miles Sanders as an excuse now because he's not playing. You know,
Right.
it's all on Chuba and
Yeah.
Raheem Blackshear, or they may even
There are a lot of people that want Chuba to start anyway.
right. O line. I mean, no Zavala, no Corbett.
Taylor Moton has just been absolutely killed on the bull rush.
Yeah, and Icky has been well. Yeah,
If Icky has another bad game, I really,
yeah, because I'm
I don't know
concerned
what to do with
because
him.
those are the two tackle spots, and we got
Why
reserve.
can't we get the tackle spot right? How many years have we been doing this where we cannot get the tackle spot right?
Yeah, I mean, and
It's
then
so frustrating.
the interior is weak as well because I mean, no Zavala, and now it's Cade Mays and I guess Nash
I
Jensen.
trust Cade Mays over Zavala at this point because Zavala had two bad games.
Yeah, but
If Cade has trouble, then we're really up the creek.
I'm guessing we'll probably see some runs between Chuba and Laviska because Laviska's been taking some handoffs as well.
Yeah.
Um, and I would really suggest if they're gonna run a
I want to
screen,
see some creativeness, though.
use Laviska. Nobody else, but use Laviska.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the best screen yards after they catch him at.
And I better not
That we have.
see a tight end screen. If Frank or whoever calls a freaking tight end screen, I'm a go off.
Oh my goodness. Don't do it. Especially not with Steven Sullivan. If you do it with Steven Sullivan, we are screwed. That is a tackle for a loss.
Now,
I don't even know why he's even still here.
well, he
And
is
with Ian out, Steven comes in.
well, he just came off of IR. So,
Okay.
yeah, he just
So
came off
Ian
of
is back.
IR. No, no, no. Stefan Sullivan just came off of IR.
Oh.
So,
Imagine being a completely pointless tight end and then being on IR for most of the year.
I mean, we do have five tight ends, so I mean, I could
Like,
see
what
how
are
that
we
could be.
even going to do with him? He he can't go
Beats
out there
me.
and catch passes for you. He can't block. Why is he here?
Beats me. But
I mean, all due respect to the person, but as a player, nah, we don't have a use for you.
so I mean, gotta hope that we can get the run game going through Chuba and Laviska, and then open up the pass game. But Bryce is gonna really need time, and I still think we got to be aggressive. This has to be the game that we're aggressive on offense, especially with a Dolphins defense that is kind of chipped up some.
And not only that, just be aggressive just to keep yourself from getting injured. Because games like this cause a lot of injuries when you decide to walk in there and act like you just got off the plane. On top of the fact that we're facing a number one offense like
Right,
Miami's, that makes it even worse. That makes you even more susceptible to injuries. So, I mean, even if you just put up some numbers, that's acceptable, you know,
right.
but make an effort, man, just to keep yourself healthy. Because if you don't you know, if you don't put up the numbers to even make yourself look good, these guys will plow you, absolutely plow you over. You'll get injured. You'll have all kinds of people on the IR list after games like this, and it's just ugly.
Yeah, pretty ugly.
And then you got the players that like to taunt you too in these games. Steve Smith was having none of that back in the day. Man, that's what I. Oh man, I miss players like that. I miss having somebody like Steve Smith that will actually chew you back out too, and actually back up his words, because
Yeah,
that will motivate this team to at least survive a beating like this. You know what I mean? And make it entertaining for folks. And Mr. Carolina was talking about how he likes to be entertained even during a loss. You
true.
know, that would do it. We don't have any of those types of players. None of these guys. You got you got Bryce that just likes to whisper, into the mic.
Oh, and about Bryce, supposedly now they're gonna they're
Oh,
giving him a wristband.
okay. I heard about that, and I'm for the wristband. The problem is that doesn't solve your problem. The play is way too long. The man is shouting a paragraph to these players before they even line up. Before they even line up, it's a paragraph. And it's
Yeah,
like, didn't we solve this problem last year? No, it's back again because our coaching doesn't know how to do this correctly. Let's run it back again. Let's try to solve this again
yeah,
because
seriously.
apparently,
Mm-mm.
and we run the clock down to 1 second, and it's like Bryce is all over the place trying to set people up, and it's just like, oh, 1 second on the clock. Okay. Yeah. The defense doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's
Oh, wait,
horrid.
they do. Because none of these guys have had the time to, as far as wide receivers, see where your checks are, see where you're supposed to go,
Mm.
what formation they're in, none of this, you know, before they get set up.
Let's
So,
see.
and I was just talking to somebody about that
Oh, for real?
yesterday.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, these guys don't have time enough to cover their blocks. They don't have time enough to cover. Where am I going to go if this doesn't work? Where am I supposed to go?
Right.
You got to get reads, and they can't get reads if they're the play language is a mile long.
Yeah.
It's a
Um,
wristband is not going to help you with that.
I mean, cause he's still gonna have to whatever number they shout out. I guess he's gonna have
And
to
my
still
question
look
is,
and
why
do that.
wasn't he Why weren't we doing wristbands to begin with?
I guess they thought whatever they were doing before was gonna work, and I guess
Even when Cam was having bad seasons, at least he had a wristband, you know. And every self-respecting quarterback I've seen out there, except for the people that really, really know their offense, like Peyton Manning did, had a
right.
wristband. Even he had a wristband.
True. Mr. Carolina in the house.
Yo, yo, what it do, gentlemen? What it do?
It's good, man.
Hey, good to see you. You doing all right?
Man, I'm blessed. I'm tired, but I said let me pop in here for a second and join my brothers real quick.
Sounds great, man.
So
Yeah.
let let me get you caught up on these rankings, bro. You're just prepare for disappointment and maybe a little bit of shock.
Way the season been going. I can't be shocked by anything, but go ahead with it. Go on with it.
Offense. Here we go. Total yards per game. Carolina ranked 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Miami ranked number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Rushing yards per game, Carolina, 21st. Miami,
Mm-hmm.
ranked 1.
Mm-mm.
Rushing yards per attempt, Carolina, ranked 20th. Miami, ranked number 1. Passing net yards per game, Carolina, ranked 22nd. Miami, ranked 1. Sacks allowed, Carolina, ranked 21st. Miami, ranked 3rd. Third down efficiency, Carolina, ranked 13th. Miami, ranked 11th. And points per game, Carolina, 24th. Miami, number 1.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Ah, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Ah, oh, man.
So I gotta bring some comedy to it. So you're saying there's a chance? Okay, all
But
right.
but that's 5 stats on offense ranked
So to kind of
number 1.
So to put put this in perspective,
Yeah.
everybody just as a former track athlete,
Mm.
get your track shoes on because you're going to be seeing a lot of Tyreek Hill, a lot of Jalen Waddle
Mhm.
saying zoom, zoom, zoom. You're going to see a lot of back of their jersey. You're going to get used to seeing the back of their name on the back of that
Mhm.
jersey. Come on, the fact I don't know if y'all talked about it just yet, but let's on top of the fact that JC's not playing.
Mhm.
It doesn't look like Dante's playing. Von Bell's not playing, and
Yeah.
Xavier Woods is not playing. So,
So D-Jack is questionable. He's
question.
questionable.
Yeah.
Well, he's always
Oh boy.
questionable. No pun intended. He's always questionable.
Fair
Oh
enough.
yeah.
Uh,
Fair enough.
so even if he was healthy, we don't have a single person in that secondary that matches up with Tyreek Hill. Really, nobody does. But if you're playing against Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle with third string corners, if I was Miami, I wouldn't even line a running back in the backfield. There's no point because I saw what Mike Evans did to you. What do you think Tyreek Hill's going to do to you? What do you think Jalen Waddle's going to do to you?
They might
I'm
as
just
well
going to tell.
just
And
run
Waddle barely
empty backfield the whole time.
I wouldn't even try to run him back
has any
out there for
numbers
running.
so far.
And
Because I know at the end of the day, you're trotting out guys off of the practice squad to cover one of the top three receive one of the top. I'll give Tyreek Hill top two, one of the top two receivers in the league
Mm-hmm.
against your practice squad corners. I might as well go run routes against my son because that's what it's going to look like. Like he's running routes against his son, against his secondary. Now we did get a bit of brief good news that Mr. Burns and Mr. Brown are going to hopefully play, but I just know I'm going to have a lot of adult beverages next to my desk as I'm watching this game. So if I come on here Sunday and I'm a little lean to the side, fair warning, it's because it's going to be another depressing
Understandable.
Sunday. I just
yeah,
I'm calling. I don't want to hear we're going to stun Miami. We're not going to do none of that.
there
I'm
are
not fooling myself.
there are a few that I've noticed that do believe that we could be the trap game for Miami, but I don't see it. I really don't.
Nope.
I believe I can be the Queen of England.
And I'm the king
Stop
of
it.
Siam.
So yeah,
Ain't
him
no
too.
way.
I believe I got Arab money. I ain't got that either.
I got Dubai money, bro.
Oh man.
I got dad money. That's what I got right now. I don't got like I got Bugatti money. You may believe that too, but I don't got that. It's just
Oh
realistic.
man.
I'm looking at the team, bro, and I'm trying to be optimistic about it. And I said, this was my
Yeah.
fear. I've been thinking about this all week because I'm looking at the reports going on. I'm just looking at, okay, we got another person down, another person down. We're playing Miami. And I said, it's like, this was my fear. We're going to go into our bye week 0-6.
Yep.
0-6.
Yeah.
And we still
I said
have no
09.
general direction. We might be 0-9. We have my fear, and what I hate though is we still don't have a general direction of where our team is. We have no identity. We don't know who we are.
Exactly.
Yep.
There is still no identity for this team, and that's the
None.
scary part. In week 6, we don't know if we're a ground and pound. Are we a passing team? Are we a finesse blocking team? Are we a power blocking team? What are we know we are defensively when everybody's there,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but offensively, and I get again, I keep saying I get the rookie quarterback, but at the same time, you
Mhm.
should have established an identity with training camp, with OTAs,
Right.
establish who you are. Now you're
Yeah.
gonna wait to week 6 to slow down your playbook.
Mhm.
What? You should
Yeah.
have
Now
done
you're gonna slow it down even more. Like, what?
Yeah.
What are you planning on doing?
I mean,
We're planning on running
Frank has
draw
no
plays
clue.
all game.
they're gonna put a double set of training wheels
Ooh.
back on them. Let's just
You think a
let's just
wristband is gonna solve this
let me
problem?
hold
It's
your
not.
hand. Let me hold your hand. We'll put a wristband on you. You like
Put
numbers?
some tricycle wheels on his bike.
The man has
It's
played at
ridiculous.
some of the most elite schools in the country. Again, I keep saying it. He played at Modern Day for
Training
one of
wheels.
the best head coaches in high school football history.
Mm-hmm.
He went to the University of Alabama. He didn't go to Alabama A&M. No disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't go to Alabama Tech. He went
He
to the
followed
University
up
of
Tua
Alabama.
himself.
Yeah.
So you're dumbing it down for a highly intelligent person instead of what they did in Baltimore, what they did in Miami is they built a team around their star quarterback to make him successful.
Yep.
Now, again, we, so quote unquote, were a quarterback away. So we built these weapons so Bryce could be successful. Now all of a sudden, wait a minute, the weapons that we brought in or built are not the best weapons. These are not good weapons that we brought in. But wait a minute. You said all you had to do was just bring in a quarterback and we were good. So now we're not good because the weapons that we brought in to make the quarterback successful, he's not being successful. Or is it that your system sucks?
System sucks.
I'm
Yeah.
going to say your system sucks.
Yep.
Yeah. It's quite trash like. Quite trash like.
Because these players are still going to be these players if you release them to another team. I mean, we've seen it over and over and over again.
I'm still here, fellas. I'm going to cut my video for a second. I'm still here. I
Okay.
gotta walk.
Yeah. Do your thing. So let me get caught up on the comments. Then I'm gonna go over the
Yeah,
defensive
so it's
rankings
not the
again
weapons, dude.
for Mr. Carolina. Um, let's see. Kevin says, funny random note. I remember when Robbie Anderson, now Robbie Chosen, says he thinks we have a lot of Hall of Famers on our team, where I don't see any. Haha, funny. Not from when he was here. Yeah, yeah.
You
Man,
wonder
don't
what
get me started on Robbie Anderson, man. We'll be here all night.
whatever
Um,
his name is,
he
Sir
also.
Per.
Oh yeah, who's Sir Purr?
How you come to a team you don't know who the mascot is? Are you serious? What?
And then he's like, "Wow, I did not know that." And I'm like, "Really, dude?"
Like you're a moron. You're an overall
He's like,
moron.
"Hey, how you say his name? Sir Purr. Oh, like purr."
He's an idiot.
Brr.
It's like you must not have ever owned a cat in your life or seen a cat in your life. But it's cool. It's cool. It's
Listen,
cool.
listen to me. Let me do this one.
Um, Kevin says the only player that really plays with effort on our team is Frankie Louvu. I never like to question players' effort, but they need to play hard the whole game.
Yeah.
Um,
There's no heart in this team, bro. None.
yeah,
Zero. You don't see it.
None.
yeah,
You don't see it. But Seven, let me not say you don't see it, because to your point, you do see it in Louisville. I
Yeah.
do see some
Yeah.
type of passion from Derek Brown. So I will give Derek Brown that. You do see some type of from certain players you see it from. I see it from Mr.
Yeah.
Burns when you make a big play, but besides
Yeah.
that, you don't
As a
really see
whole, it
you
ain't
don't see
there.
you you don't it's a lot of things that's missing
Mm-hmm.
uh, from this team. I had something I wanted to share with y'all that had me dying laughing, and I was looking it up. And it was about our head coach. Why you catch? I know
All
you
right.
want to catch up on the chats.
Oh yeah.
Um, what did it say? 2018. He was named the new head coach of the Colts after 7 years. He had been fired as the receivers coach after
Okay.
losing his first game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Frank Wright earned his first win as a head coach over the Washington now Commanders in Week 3 against his former team, the Eagles, with the Colts down 20-16. He had Andrew Luck. He pulled Andrew Luck. This goes to the competence of coaching.
Okay.
He pulled Andrew Luck to put in Jacoby Brissett to throw a Hail Mary pass with a game on the line. Now, if we all remember, Andrew Luck was a first overall pick that we were supposed to get the year prior to getting Cam Newton, but he decided to go back to Stanford.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Andrew Luck, for going back to Stanford because we wouldn't have had as much fun doing the dab because you weren't that type of player.
Right.
But anyway, the following week he lost to the Texans. Andrew Luck came back, so he had friction with Andrew Luck as well. Now, Frank Wright was a receivers coach for the Cardinals. That didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
He turned that into a 1 year. And as a matter of fact, this is what I wanted to get to as well. I was speaking to my homeboy the other day at work again as well because I had to ask him some questions.
Mm-hmm.
I said, bro, who was y'all quarterback? Because I said, man, I've been dying to talk to you. I said, because I have this show I do with my homeboys on YouTube. I said, who's your quarterback and y'all won a Super Bowl? He was like, Carson Wentz. I said, okay, who's your running back? Jay Ajayi, and y'all remember LeGarrette Blount.
Oh yes.
So
Yes.
you had a nice 1-2 combo. I said, yo, who's your receivers? He said, we had Alshon Jeffrey.
Right.
They had Torrey Smith.
Yep.
And what was the other receiver? His name? He said some skinny guy. I can't remember his name right now. But he was like, yo, and we had Zach Ertz.
Mm-hmm.
He said, so we had weapons galore. He said, and we had a top-ranked defense. So I'm getting this from a source's mouth.
Okay.
We didn't need Frank Wright. They already had the game. I kept telling y'all, they already had the team in place to win.
True.
Yeah.
All he had to do, now remember, if y'all don't remember, Alshon Jeffrey in his prime was an animal. He was a 6'4", 6'5" receiver with a pterodactyl's wingspan. So all you had to do was throw it up. Now he wasn't.
Oh yeah.
I wish y'all to follow me with this. Follow me.
Yeah.
Alshon Jeffrey was slow as molasses on a cold winter day, butt naked in Alaska with green flip flops on. That's how slow Alshon Jeffrey.
Wow. Dang.
So serious. But guess what they did for him? They played to his strengths. You cannot show me a tape where Alshon Jeffrey is getting separation from anybody.
Anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a beast because they played to his strengths. Torrey Smith, for as well as he was fast. Every pass that he caught was not with separation because they were running on drag routes across the middle. You occasionally see him on a fly route. That is how you do. We call this a scissor route. So if I have two slot guys, I'm going to run you on rub routes across the middle because what that's going to create? Separation. And what I'm going to teach my receivers to do is sit in that gap. So if I have a corner playing outside protection, outside of coverage, sit in the gap between the corner and that linebacker and sit literally right in that little spot so I can find you in that little hole. That's what the Houston they were doing, and they were just pounding the rock. Now, Philly's line was way better than ours. That's not even close. I'm not going to disrespect Philly's line.
Mm-hmm.
But what they did is they had an identity.
Mm-hmm.
They had an identity that Frank Wright, all you had to do was not mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
So then you finessed them into getting, like I said, the coach job. Andrew Luck was Andrew Luck, Matt Ryan. I'm trying to think of his name, Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz.
You had Jacoby Brissett.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you had legitimate quarterbacks
And
that
still couldn't succeed.
still couldn't find success. And then he laughed at me. He said, I don't know why y'all hired this idiot.
Mm.
I don't know either. So I have a homeboy that's a Colts fan. He kept shaking his head at me. He was like, what do y'all think? He said, we just fired him. I said, yeah, I know. And it wasn't 6 months. We hired him a few months after he got fired
True.
from Indy. A few months. So you were not even on the streets. He hadn't probably packed up his house in Indy before he came here.
Mm-hmm.
I had to vet that because it just shows to the incompetence. And then it's like, did y'all see his press conference where pretty much David Tepper is sunning you? Anything David
Yep.
Tepper wants, you better do what daddy tells you to do.
Yep.
You better do it. I'm gonna call you in my office. They're not the most pleasant conversations because you suck, dude. You're stinking up the joint. You sold our fan base. I sold this fan base on you.
Yeah.
Now you're making me look stupid because the guy that everybody really wanted, I let leave and go to San Francisco.
Undefeated.
San Francisco has, and I guarantee you, watch Steve Wills turn into a head coaching job somewhere else. Watch it. Because you're in a situation where you can be successful with the pressure's off of you. You have a number one ranked defense. That defense is scary legit.
Yep.
You have pound for pound one of the best running backs in the game. And again, it goes back to coaching. Jesus Christ, Brock Purdy looks like Joe Montana reincarnated.
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh man. He's watch him be
Mr.
in the
Irrelevant.
MVP.
Yep.
Watch him be in the MVP discussion.
Mr. Irrelevant is looking real relevant. And nobody ever heard of Brock Purdy before Mr. Shanahan got to him. That's what coaching does for you. That's why I say some coaching goes a long way in the development of a quarterback. Nobody heard of Mr. Irrelevant until he started playing games for the 49ers. Now he looks like a surefire Hall of Famer all of a sudden because he's in a system that plays to his strengths, surrounded by weapons that all he has to do is not get up. That's all you got to do. Hand the ball off to 23 now. You got Debo. We got you, Mr. Kittle, a nice tight end. We got you some. We're not gonna call them because let's be honest, their receivers are not named receivers anyway. This is nice. You hear them now because they're playing in the system that fits to their strengths.
Mm-hmm. You could see they were having a ton of fun in that Cowboys game.
Ball game.
Yep.
They were having. We don't. There's not that sense of excitement here with us. There's not that sense of excitement because we have a head coach that was incompetent in his previous couple stops that he fleeced us into a head. I'm gonna keep saying it. He fleeced us into getting a head coach position here. But I know you gotta get to the comments. I just had to get that off my chest real quick because Frank Wright, I hate you. I hate you with a passion. I'm not gonna.
Oh yeah.
You know when you have it really good, when in the middle of the game you let Christian McCaffrey know, oh, you can chill for the rest of the game. We're gonna let oh boy finish out the game. When you have that to the point where you're letting McCaffrey middle of the second half. Oh we got this. You know, Mason, you finish us off.
At least the coach was smart enough to know that McCaffrey wasn't in the game.
Ouch! Dang, dude.
I'm just saying,
oh man. But no, it's understandable. It's
Christian,
totally understandable.
You know what? You're good. You're good. And then I hope this is not true. And I know you guys. I hope this is not true. Why in God's name are you trying to trade Terrace Marshall, who was? I know he's not a Hall of Famer, but if the man led your team in targets and catches 2 weeks prior, because your incompetence of not getting him the ball and forgetting not to play him, now all of a sudden he's on the trading block along with Jeremy Chin and Dante Jackson. So if other teams, and it's like our management is so stupid. If other teams know you're not playing them, what the hell you think you're getting in return? You're not playing them. So I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you some breadcrumbs, some hopes and dreams, and a cup of stupidity, and you better take it because you don't know what you're doing with your players. Why am I going to give you a high round draft pick for somebody you don't even play?
It doesn't been. I need to be the GM. I'm going to start a campaign. Stupids R Us needs to get out of the office because you're not playing your players and you think you're going to put them in a. Everybody sees Dante getting cooked. Everybody sees not playing Jeremy Chin like he's supposed to. Everybody sees not playing Terrace Marshall like you're supposed to. So now you're going to come on here talking about they're on a trading block. What do you think you're getting for them? How about little to nothing? How about that?
It's like, you realize he led the receiving core in catches last night. Oh yeah, he did. Actually, yeah, he did.
I forgot he didn't play. He should have played.
He should have played. That's on me. Especially he had, team high catches last week. He had 9 catches, and that's my fault.
Hey, we were so used to running things with him being on the injury report, and he hadn't been on the injury report for weeks, dude. What are you talking about? We were so used to
man. Put him on the field.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why it's just like this separation thing. And I'm forgetting Adam Thielen's not on the field, or I'm forgetting
Frank's in charge of the depth chart. Talk to him.
When you're doing too much, and that's what I'm saying. We can't even say he's not a first-year head coach because he's had head coaching opportunities before. And when you try to do too much, but you have an all-star coaching staff, you should be able to sit back, hold your clipboard, fold your arms, and be like, okay, all right, this is what we're doing. I can manage the clock. I can call my timeouts when we need to. And I may be able to go on and say, hey, guys, we're doing all right. This is what we're doing. You got to make
it a simple job, bro.
Yeah.
It's a simple job. All you got to do is do your job on the sidelines and look pretty for the cameras.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. But I know you said you got questions, Jay. Go ahead. I know you said you want to catch up on
answer questions.
Okay. So that was